Welcome back to SL Chennai Speaks Out. What is Chennai's parking nightmare due to? Is it encroachments or lack of infrastructure or lack of enforcement? It's a multi-dimensional approach to the debate this week. In fact, it's time for our next round. Before we actually head into that round, we'd like to play some clips for you to show you the magnitude of the parking chaos in our city. Take a look. First to team one on Mr. Madhavan, sir, I know you're to a large extent the police is also helpless because this is the road space available. But you've seen, where there's no pavement, hawkers are on the pavement, the portion in front of the pavement is used as a parking lot. More than half the road is occupied because of this. So also there are 5-star hotels in Chennai which don't have parking facilities. How they got their sanction remains $1 million question. And I go back to that question I asked the CMDA chairperson, and of course she said that it's irresponsible journalism, but we'll take that in our stride. There are these hotels, there are 5-star hotels, there are hospitals, there are big commercial establishments. The common man feels that the police is looking the other way because of other reasons, and they're not really cracking the whip. If a common citizen parks on the road, the vehicle is towed away. But when these bigwigs park and use the public space, the High Court also has recently said, don't appropriate public space and collect parking fee there. So what is your department doing, sir?
No, it's not correct. The allegation is not correct. Wherever there is a violation, the police, traffic police is taking action.
See, all those things that you saw, you're taking action, sir? All those clips that you saw across the city?
Yeah.
You're taking action?
Police would have taken action on that. Okay. Because last year, this year alone, in 10 months' time, we have registered more than 11 lakh cases, out of which the parking obstruction alone, there are more than 1,20,000 cases we have registered against only obstruction. And we have collected 8 crore rupees fine, in which this parking obstruction alone, it comes around 10 lakh rupees.
But what about these 5-star hotels which don't have parking?
No. See, whether it is
parking on the road.
No, whether it is a 5-star hotel, it is an ordinary hotel. See, violation is a violation.
There's a rule for a tea shop and there's a different rule for a 5-star hotel.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, definitely not.
All right. Mr. Subhash Chandra, to you, and I keep repeating that as a former person of the CMDA, you probably can be more forthright on the show, much more than Mrs. Susan Matthew can afford to be. Why is that, sir? Like family planning, we cannot have vehicle planning in our city. Why can't we create some disincentives so that people will not own that second car? Why can't we insist on proof of parking space before you deliver a second car in the city?
True, if it is a Singapore standard like a democratic setup cannot accept that norms.
You can have higher road tax, for instance, for a second vehicle.
Yeah, these are all policy matters. We suggest a lot of things, decongestion rates, and then misusing or idle driving for fun and other things. There are a lot of varieties of analysis of the traffic pattern. So, based on the pattern, we can discourage the traffic flow as well as staggering the working hours, staggering the school timing hours. These are all tested, or rather we want to have a pilot projects in Adyar and other places, but people didn't cooperate for such suggestions. As a result, all are moving in the same direction for a particular point of time, whether it is school or IT offices or public sector undertakings, whatever it is. This is the chaos we are making it. Even the garbage dumping trucks are moving at the same peak hour period. That can be avoided. Why can't you have a different timing?
All right. I put it to you, sir, that there's a band-aid approach to problems. You will have several no parking boards put up, sir, in front of shops. How those shops got sanctioned to come up in the first place remains, again, as I said, lot of $1 million questions on the show. Where will the people park, sir? Those who go to these shops, which have a license to operate there, where will people park? Because the common man believes that there's a no parking board. In most places, there's a no parking board, and it says 50 meters or 100 meters you can't park. But you will find there are classic cases where every no parking board is found, you will have a vehicle parked in front of that.
No, that's a violation.
Yeah, and then you will you literally clamp down on them because you put those clamps, so you will tow them away.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. See, wherever we put no parking
place. But where will the people go, sir? Where will they park?
See, all the business establishment or commercial establishment should have a parking place.
They
so
don't,
they should park
the fact
it
is that they don't, sir.
Yes, they should have.
But they don't. So where will the people park?
They should park it in the side road at least. Wherever they should see the main obstruction. This thing is they should not obstruct the traffic.
Okay. All right. Mr. Subhash Chandra, to you next. You're saying park it in the side roads. Now today, you know, this thing of there are no compound walls really in most apartment buildings. There are gates, and you'll have a board there. Please don't park in front of the gate. So where will the people go and park there? And most places, they in fact, there are people, they go and deflate the tires also when you park in front there.
As a planner, I suggest that the new trend is emerging in all the metro areas, more car numbers per day, 1,000 sir said. So, if I am forecasting a very troublesome future ahead.
Sir, just to again, sorry to interrupt, also, you know, perpendicular parking is not being allowed for some strange reason, although there's not a squeak about a ban on perpendicular parking in your development control rules. Why is that we are not allowing perpendicular parking, sir?
No, let us forget about the rules. I am suggesting
We already have forgotten about the rules.
acquire more piece of land and then pave it and then have a parking area for all the areas. So, you have for 150 divisions we have in the corporation, acquire in the potential area vantage locations, acquire it. We are spending money on flyovers and MRTS and metro rails. Why can't you buy 2 or 3 acres in each and every division and then the exclusive for parking purpose and the exclusive for hawkers trade? That will solve your problem. That is a
maybe
solution.
Instead of being advisor to MAG, you should be advisor to CMDA again. But thank you very much, sir. On to team 2 now. To Mr. Hari Nageshwaran first, since you're talking about infrastructure. So what will poor Mr. Manoharan do when you have rampant encroachments and you also have a vehicle explosion? This is a deadly cocktail. You have more vehicles on the road and the vehicle space shrinking. So how can you blame the traffic police? They're doing a thankless job.
Absolutely. There are 3 problems. One is the private area, that is the buildings which don't have enough parking spaces. Then the public area, that is the roads where there's not enough space again. Third is the commercial area where you have huge buildings, no parking space. The answers for all this is a planned growth for the city. You must have multi-layer parking. You must stop buildings from allowing cars to be parked on the roads. You must tell the building, you can have as many cars as you have car parking. You cannot have more cars.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, in our city, we have builders who will come up with helipads on top of their buildings, but not car parks. Meena Chandrasekaran, to you next.
I just want to add there one small thing. The buildings on plan look very good, but when in implementation, they don't have the same number of car parks that were.
You don't adhere to that.
They want to commercially exploit it.
All right, Meena Chandrasekaran, it's difficult today to find those good old bungalows in Chennai or even independent houses. You have the land sharks coming there, tempting people, giving them a flat free and a lump sum. So most people give their houses away. And now this is leading to a pressure on infrastructure where there was one family on one ground, let's say 4 or 5 members, maybe one car, one two-wheeler. Today you have 14 to 15 families, and today you have about 15 to 20 cars and another 15 to 20 two-wheelers. Not all of them can be accommodated inside, and they have to park on the road outside. And then you also have a board which says visitors vehicles not allowed.
See, I think we can't stop that. That's economic growth for you, where one family resided, now you have 14 to 15 families. The minute you talk about that number 14 to 15, it does come under the ambit of the CMDA, which does take care that all 15 do get parking. So that's very clearly laid out actually in our rules. I wouldn't see that so much as a problem as just the enforcement agencies putting no parking signs all over the roads. That's simply not done. I think the citizens do have a right to expect to park on the road, but within a designated proper area. Now, the designation is something that the enforcement agency can do. Please provide a colored strip for the parking and a yellow line that says this is where precisely you should park. Parallel parking is better because it does take up a lot less space than perpendicular parking.
Also, the size of cars sometimes. Ms. Nageshwaran, Ranganathan Street in T. Nagar, I asked the CMDA chairperson, also the vice chairperson, this question. That's a nightmare. But what do? You have a traffic police there manning the traffic. The traffic police person there is only to control the pedestrian traffic, not vehicles there.
The whole of that area, when we thought of the flyovers will ease the traffic, it has become a misnomer over the years, because all the area that was earmarked for people to walk, for cars to go, is now taken over by hawkers, unauthorized, restaurants and shops. So you have a nightmare.
Many people say they remain there because they pay mamul regularly to the nearest police station.
No,
they pay mamul to the nearest police station.
I want to add there, it's not just a question of mamul. Try and evict a hawker, you can't. He has a caste card, he's got a court, he's got political connection, he's got vote bank politics, he's got everything behind him. He's got 101 reasons why he cannot be thrown out.
All right.
And unless these commercial areas are cleaned up, we will continue to have this problem. And earlier you were asking a question of the bungalows and
we'll come back to
I
that
just
in a-
want
yeah.
one point there. In city planning, if you go to London, if you have bungalows, you have got only bungalows on one side. You've got multi-story buildings on the other side. They are so well organized. Unfortunately, in our cities in India, urban planning, lacks all.
Here, even if you have residential apartments, you'll also have commercial shops in that building also.
Absolutely.
Final question to you, Meena Chandrasekaran. A slightly technical question here because you're an architect and you can feel this well. Do you believe that we have a closed mind? Because I can tell you there's a case of Mr. Venkatraman, a former Neyveli Lignite Corporation engineer, who devised what he called automated car parking with a conveyor belt, and he said, it could take up to 200 cars with 20 motors. And, at the same, 20 cars can be taken up through a conveyor belt at the same time. No takers for that because we find it's too expensive.
That's right. See, the viability of using prime land for parking, that's something no private taker will ever take up, Sanjay, because it's simply not viable. So that's why we look to the state to take up, maybe build and operate, parking lots and so on. So it's impractical to ask the private sector to operate parking facilities at, viable.
Satyam Cinemas does it.
Yes, but you see, they have a commercial establishment that they need the parking for. They would not simply have a parking lot if Satyam Cinemas wasn't there. So,
all right, fair enough. Thank you very much, Team 2. Well, time now to slide into a short break. When we come back, Crossfire, where both of them actually contest the claims that they have made on this show so far. Stay tuned.